Hello everyone, my name is Manvi and today I am going to tell you about the procedure for establishing small scale industries in India. Now let's begin. Small scale industries are those industries undertaking having a fixed investment in plant and machinery, whether held on an ownership basis or a lease basis or a hire purchase basis, and not exceeding Rs 1 crore. A small scale unit is normally a one man show, and even in the case of a partnership, the activities are mainly carried out by the active partner and the rest are sleeping partners. The area of operation of small units is localized, catering to the local or regional demand. Small industries are fairly intensive with comparatively smaller capital investment than the larger units. Therefore, these units are more suitable for economies where capital is scarce and there is an abundant supply of labor. The Ministry of Small Scale Industries has now merged with the Ministry of Agro and Rural Industries to form the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. So now let's proceed toward the registration of the small scale industries. One of the advantages of small scale industries is that they are more flexible to adapt to changes to the new method of production, the new introduction of the products, etc. Small scale units are compared to large scale units are more and susceptible and highly reactive and responsive to socio-economic conditions. The objective of small scale industries is to adapt to the latest technology and to produce better quality products at lower cost. Even in this type of business, registration is voluntary and not compulsory, but its registration with the state director or commissioner of industries or DICs makes the unit eligible for availing different types of government assistance like financial assistance from the Department of Industries and medium and long term loans from state financial corporation and other commercial banks machinery on hire purchase basis from the National Small Industries Corporation, etc. Now let's see the procedure for establishing small scale industries. Small scale business provide more independence than the large scale business. And though this type of business one can fulfill their dreams to become an entrepreneur. It eliminates much of the overhead expense and extensive planning required in large business ventures. One can set up small scale industries by following the simple procedure which are as follows. So first, decision making. First of all, you need to prepare the description for the small scale industries you want to set up. It is necessary to decide whether you wish to set up a corporation, proprietorship or partnership. The potential entrepreneur has to analyze his strength, weakness while deciding for entrepreneur career. This analysis helps in knowing what type of and what size of business would be the most suitable. Next is scanning of business environment. Before setting up your industry, it is always essential to study and understand the prevailing business environment in which they operate, particularly the industrial policy, economic policy, licensing policy, legal environment, and the technological environment. The environmental impact a lot in setting up a proper industry. Next is product selection. You need to decide the product you wish to manufacture or to service or you wish to offer. While choosing the product or service you want to offer, you must conduct a good market research and learn about the prevailing competition in the market. Next procedure is the location. You need to choose a location to set up your small scale industry. While choosing the location, such factors such as nearness to market, sources of material, availability of raw materials, labor, transportation, services, modern infrastructure facilities and other things are considered. Location determines the success or failure of the enterprise. Next procedure is the technology. To manufacture any item, technology is used. The entrepreneur should collect information on all available technologies and the most suitable one should be identified. This will also be useful to determine the type of machinery and equipment to be installed. Next procedure is the project. Project appraisal means the assessment of a project. It is technique for excellent analysis of a scheme or project while preparing to set up an enterprise. The entrepreneur has to appraise the project carefully from the standpoint of economic, financial, technical, market, social and managerial aspects to arrive at the most socially feasible enterprise. Next is the finance. Finance is the lifeblood of the enterprise. So the next big step is to arrange for finance. No business can be created with zero capital. If you don't have enough finance, and then the best way is to borrow or take a loan. Next procedure is the provisional registration. It is always worthwhile to get the unit registered with the government. The entrepreneur has to obtain the prescribed application from DIC or Director of Industries. After having duly filled in the application form, he has to submit the application with all relevant documents in the local DIC or the Directorate of Industries. Next is the production management. Production management is the next step once you can start your small scale industry. This includes allocating space for different operations and choosing your production method. You are required to purchase machinery and hire employees and work for the different departments. Next is the power and water connection. The sites where the enterprises will be located should either have adequate power connections or it should be arranged. The entrepreneur can calculate the total power requirement and determine the nearest pole from which power will be given to the enterprise, as it can materially affect the installation cost. Next is the installation of machinery. One of the above formalities have been completed. The next step is to procure machinery and begin its installation as per the plant layout. Next is the insurance. It is necessary to have adequate insurance for fixed assets at this stage and later on for the current assets as well. Next is requirement of manpower. Once machines are installed, the need for manpower arises to run them. So the quantum and type of manpower are to be decided. The sources of getting desired labor are also important. This follows the recruitment, training and placement. Next step is the production. The unit established should have an organized setup to operate optimally. The organization should employ its manpower, machinery and methods effectively. There should not be any wastage of manpower and machinery and materials. If items are exported, then the products and its packaging must be attractive. Next step is the marketing. Marketing is the most important activity as far as the entrepreneurial development is concerned. Marketing and business advertisements form the next big step of setting up a small scale industry. Online business directories and various traditional forms of advertising can gain exposure from your business. Prices for your products or services are decided to keep in mind the profit margin. Quality assurance. Before marketing the product, quality certification from BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard, or Eggmark, Hallmark, etc. should be obtained depending upon the product. If there are no quality standards specified for the product, the entrepreneur should involve his quality control parameters. Next step is the permanent registration. After the small scale units goes into production and marketing, it becomes eligible to get permanent registration based on its provisional registration from the DIC or Directorate of Industries. Next step is the market research. Once the product or service is introduced in the market, there is strong need for continuous market research to assess needs and areas for modification, upgradation and growth. And the last step is monitoring. Periodical monitoring and evaluation not only of markets but also production quality and profitability helps in knowing where the firm stands in comparison to performance and envisages in the business plan. It also identifies the direction of future growth. Therefore, planning is a useful aspect of setting up a small scale. A According to business, at every stage you are required to improve your plans. Now, with this, let's move towards the conclusion. It can be concluded that setting up small scale industries is not a difficult task. The procedure of small scale industries is simple and easy than the large scale industry. So if one want to set up an industry, one can surely go for it. It is profitable, easier and helps in the growth of the economy of the country. With this, thanking you. Hope you liked the video.